So welcome back to French Countryside Life. Find ourselves in what's going to be the TV room. This hasn't been touched since we moved in, so it's in a bit of a state. Chip paper on the walls, kill surprise. We'll change the light, paint the ceiling, strip the walls, paint the skirting boards, paint the door, change the door furniture, put some curtains up or a blind up. Yeah, so there's lots to do. When we moved in, we had loads of boxes, as you always do, and there was some shirts, there were some polo shirts that I'd bought before we left the UK. Really nice ones too, from Charles Tewett, and I couldn't find them. Couldn't find them in the previous house, couldn't find them here. So I just thought, did they've been left somewhere or misplaced, who knew? Anyway, when we was cleaning the boxes out that had been put in here, I found them. So, fantastic, I was really pleased with that, that's great. On that note, I bought some leather patches, or a big patch that we can cut up to repair this. Same colour and all that, but to think I can find it. I'll put it somewhere safe, so I'll probably find it in 3 months. So I don't know where it is. I know I bought it, it's here somewhere, honestly. All right, so better get on with it, haven't I? Okay. So there's a bit of damp on this wall, or there has been a bit of damp. Feels fine now, but I think maybe this used to be the old doorway. The house has had, what, 3 extensions put on it in its lifetime, and I think this, as I say, this may have been the old doorway into the garden. So what I'll do after I've stripped all the chip paper off the wall, I'll whip these 2 or these 3 bits of skirting board off and treat the wall from the floor up to the bottom of the window and all up to, up to the sides here. And yeah, just see how we go. That's what we can do, really, isn't it? Good. Okay. Okay, so I've been around taking all of the fixings off of the walls, all the raw plugs and screws sticking out of the wall. There's loads of them. So, better make a start. Okay, so we're getting there. I've literally run out of steam. So I reckon that's lunchtime. Yep, definitely lunchtime. So one thing I want to mention, I've said about it before, but I'd like to mention it again. There's a channel called AJ in France. I'll leave a link in the description. He needs 106 more subscribers to reach the 1,000 mark. It'd be really great if all of you watching, after you finish watching this, went over to AJ in France, clicked on the subscribe button, and I personally guarantee that after watching a few of his videos, you will be a smarter person, because there's a wide range of stuff that he does, huge range, and he's a bit of a genius actually. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, if you could do that for me, just go over to AJ in France and click on the subscribe button. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, so I'm pleased how it's coming off. It's coming off a bit easier than it did in the craft room. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, but it seems to be. So yeah, spot lunch and back to it, I think. Okay, so that's all the chip paper off of the wall. And what did we find underneath the chip paper? What sins were the chip paper hiding? So we've got some cracks in the plaster here. That's obviously someone's filled before, but I'll dig these out and refill them. Got a few holes from old wall plugs. At some point there was a radiator here, I think. So yeah, fill those. A few holes in the plaster board here, there especially, and places where the screws haven't been filled, so I have to go along and skim all that. But other than that, not too bad. It could have been a lot worse. So yeah, 1 down, 3 to go. Bit of a tidy up first, I think. Pick up all this paper. Okay. So, end of the first day. Got all the walls stripped from the far corner there to this inset here. Yeah, the walls aren't in great condition, but they're not that bad. Couple of holes here and there. I think there was probably 4 curtain tiebacks. The wall underneath the window has been treated for damp before, so I shall treat that again. Hopefully this time properly, but I guess we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, doing all right. So tomorrow I've got some work in the afternoon and we have to go shopping. So I'll do some in the morning. So hopefully get this wall and the wall around the bookcase done. Maybe in the evening get the rest of the wall done. Hope so. I'll do my best with that. I'm working all day Saturday, so do the best I can. So there was one thing I wanted to show you. It's actually really quite important, but come and have a look at this. So you can see that the extension cord, not plugged in now, but the extension cord is fully unwound. So there's the cable, goes through to the extension lead there with the wallpaper stripper there. Now, for those that don't know, you'll see on most extension leads, I think it should be on all of them, you'll see here, just there, do not exceed maximum allowable load, fully wound and fully unwound. I think that's 750 watts fully wound and 3120 watts fully unwound. Now, if you just plug it in I don't know, something small, it's not an issue. But if you look at this, this is 2000 watts, which is quite a lump of electricity. Now, if all of that cable over there was wound onto that extension lead, the heat that is generated in the wire where it's all coiled onto the extension doesn't have an opportunity to dissipate. Whereas over there, there's air to all the cable and the heat that builds up in the cable is allowed to dissipate. But if it's wound onto the extension reel, the heat doesn't dissipate, it builds up and could potentially catch fire. It will certainly at some point melt the plastic and yeah, not great. So if you're going to plug something in that's quite substantial, just check the wattage and check the allowable load. So just something to think about. Oh, and of course the other thing, obviously this has got 4 plugs. If you've got 4 things to plug in, just add up the wattage of those 4 things, be advised by the allowable load. So day 2 in the TV room. Really strong winds last night and today. Yeah, really strong. Woke me up a couple of times. Expecting to see trees and old ladies on bicycles flying past the window. And wake up in Technicolor. Anyway, went out to the chicken run this morning, and the tarpaulin that covers the chicken run, one side of it was flapping about. So I was here in my shorts and my slippers trying to tie it down again. I use some bungee cords, and it straightened out the metal hooks. That's how strong it was. Anyway, all right. So just waiting for the water to heat up in the steamer. So as soon as that's ready, I'll get on with it. So it's Saturday today. I was going to be going to work today, but looked at the forecast for today last night, and it just showed rain all day. And I didn't fancy getting wet all day. Don't mind getting wet for 5 minutes, but not all day. So I didn't go, basically, which is a shame because Patricia was going to make me beef bourguignon for dinner, for lunch, so I've missed out on that. Not to worry, next time. So went out to the Jux again this morning, and I found this. Look, this is one of the bungee ropes that got, well, literally torn apart by the wind overnight. You can see how that's been yeah. And it's been straightened out, and look at that. So yeah, we had some serious winds. So I spoke to Budo this afternoon at French Farmhouse Diaries, just to get a bit of advice on this little wall down here that has been damp in the past. So I know what to do now, so I'll probably be doing that next week. Good, okay, all right, so moving swiftly on, just got to get the rest of this wallpaper off, and, or chip paper I should say. Is chip paper wallpaper? I suppose it is, it's paper, it's on the wall, isn't it? Yeah. All right, so let's get on with that. out to the workshop just briefly. I've got a number of things on the go. This is a beautiful bird box. It was done by Graham. Look at that. That's fantastic. That's going to be going up on the wall shortly, outside, out the back. This is a built-in fridge door that's delaminated here, so I just need to glue this and stick this down, doing that for a client. So I'll do that early next week. All right, let's go and get this this beautiful bird box put up on the wall. So there we have it. Pretty in the rain. So there we are. I was watching Jane at Not Quite a Shadow, and Tony put up a bird box, and Jane was saying, better hurry up and do it. I thought, yeah, she's right. So there we are. Lovely. So that's most of the chip paper off the walls. A few more surprises underneath the chip paper. Big gaps in the plasterboard, so something else to deal with, but the proper preparation gives you the result that you want. So I think the amount of time that you do in preparation pays off in the finished result. All right, so thanks for watching. It's very much appreciated. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up, maybe share it on social media, tell your friends, and so on. And maybe think about subscribing if you're not subscribed already. And all that leaves to say is mine, there you go, and I'll see you soon.